If you missed my last video, I just got laid off and I found out while I'm on vacation in Mauritius. I just talked to my family and I'm not gonna lie, they were not helpful at all. I'm kind of like at this point thinking it's a divine intervention. I'm not freaking out. I'm also still very much in shock. And I think my family, they're definitely a grounding force and one to remind me of logistics and the job market. And honestly, it's not very helpful. So I think for the time being, I'm going to refrain from really talking about it with my family, but I'm going to talk with you internet people because I don't know y'all. And yeah, if you've been laid off before, let me know what you did in the first week of your layoffs. Did you just immediately start applying to new roles or did you take some time off? I'm just coming back from vacation, so it's not even like I need a vacation, but I definitely want to hear how other people handle it.
Pure madness, getting laid off while on vacation.
Welcome back to Beyond the Screen. Guys, this is getting crazy. Amazon just announced they have laid off 14,000 workers. Right on time for the holidays, too.
I gave this job everything. Long nights, rain, snow. Thought it mattered. And now they got machines doing it cleaner and cheaper. I watched one take my route today. I don't know what I'm supposed to do next.
All right, so yesterday I did a post about how Amazon's laying off 14,000 people, and it's just the start. And they're doing this at a time when they have record profits, and I got a ton of responses. One of them I thought was really smart. Dude said two things. One, he said, it's all BS. They're laying off people because they need to buy these super expensive AI chips, which may or may not be true. But he also said, you know how manufacturing jobs in the US never came back after the 90s? The same thing's about to happen to white-collar jobs. His point was that it's not like 2008, where companies were struggling and needed to cut staff to survive. This time the economy's booming and companies are healthy. They're just realizing they don't want to pay as many American office workers. They can hire overseas, they can automate, get the same output. And that hit me. Because if that's true, the traditional safe path, climbing the corporate ladder, getting a stable white-collar job, might already be gone. The economy's still doing great. It's just doing great without a lot of people in it.
Yep. And this is the new normal ever since 2019. It started slowly. This is just the start. AI will be taking over more and more, leaving many with little options.
All right, the tech layoffs continue. I got an email this morning from Amazon that 14,000 people were laid off, and I got an email from my VP that our design org was impacted. So just wanted to say, if you have been impacted by these layoffs or you've received a return to hub mandate, and now you're looking for a job, if you want to DM me and want help on your resume or your portfolio, I would be happy to help however I can. I am a UX and conversation designer. So I'm sorry this happened and it sucks, but something better is definitely going to come of it. And it's going to be a good change in the long run. I know it.
Hi, layoffs suck. I've been at Amazon for almost 4 years now, and I've seen a lot of people go through it, friends, even managers. So I collected a few real tips from them that might help it if it ever happens to you. Of course, it's for myself as well. First thing, don't panic. Take a deep breath and read through your package carefully. Amazon usually gives some time for you to figure things out. Check the severance, your insurance coverage, and especially your stock vesting dates. Knowing the timeline helps you make calm decisions. Next, before your access ends, write down what you actually did, like your projects, achievements, metrics, not confidential stuff, just your own impact. One of my managers told me this makes interviews later so much easier. Then reach out to people seriously. Amazon walks up everywhere, and they love helping each other. One of my old teammates got multiple referrals in just a week after he posted about it. And finally, update your LinkedIn. Put something like X Amazon name, building what's next. It sounds small, but recruiters really do search for that. So yeah, it's not the end. Everyone I know who got laid off ended up in an even better spot. Just take it one step at a time. You'll get there finally.
She's right. Layoffs are the worst. But just doing some of the steps she mentioned would drastically get you in a better position to find another job quicker.
Everyone is talking about layoffs, specifically today, and I'll tell you why. So for those of you who don't like live and breathe HR, talent acquisition stuff, like some of us do, Amazon just announced earlier today, and I think an email went out to their employees, about 14,000 employees were laid off today. And while this has been happening in the market for quite some time with the big tech, I think because it's Amazon and they haven't had such a massive layoff as they have like today, it's just caused a little bit more of a rupture in the employment state of employment right now. And this is a great time to kind of, first, I'm offering my deepest sympathies to people who are losing their jobs left and right. Just know that there are some of us specifically who are in recruiting and HR who overstand at some point, and I'll tell you why in a second. Your predicament right now. It's horrible. It's a horrible market for this to happen. It's just a explosion of so many different terrible things that are happening in the world, and they're all kind of connected to each other, which is one thing I feel like people seem to miss. Like if you have a bunch of leaders talking about uncertainty in their investor calls, that's going to affect how they hire and how they spend money. So there's no such thing as, again, single issue voting. I want to reiterate that. I feel like a lot of people miss that. But secondly, I'll just get back to, if you are affected by this market, I am completely empathizing with you. About 2 years ago, I was part of a layoff of a company. I was the VP of talent and DEI at a mid-sized public company, and we had previously been acquired by a larger company. And that company then decided, why do we have a parent company when we are a parent company? So they essentially eliminated the middle layer and kept the brands that we had as a previous parent company. And essentially I had to do layoffs. I had to lay people off, and along with other people on the HR team. We also had to lay ourselves off. So I think that's a unique perspective a lot of people don't seem to understand. And I even had people who were laid off by me that day who were really upset, and I completely get it, who didn't know that I was getting laid off as well or laying myself off, reach out later, and they were like, wait a minute, when I saw that my LinkedIn update, they're like, I didn't know you got laid off too. And I'm like, that's my job. That's, it's sucky, but you don't need to, I'm not going to center myself. Like, this is what happens. So, all that to say, I turned it into a consulting business. I am making it one day at a time, definitely, out there hustling and grinding and trying to get clients, and, sometimes still applying for jobs that match my background that I'm interested in. But just know that it's really hard, to say like one door open, another closes in this market, but truly just immediately apply for unemployment, immediately take a look at your LinkedIn, immediately write down all of the accomplishments that you did at that particular job. If you can get your former manager to, say some kind words for you on LinkedIn, or as a reference as well. Just make sure that you're taking care of yourself too. Don't go, 8 hours a day looking for the next job. You're going to burn yourself out, and it's going to be a lot. So just pace yourself. Definitely, again, unemployment, space your money out, talk to your accountant for sure, and give yourself some grace. Like, it's just not an easy situation to be in. The last thing I will say, one of the hardest parts is not everybody that you consider a colleague or friend at work is going to stay that way. The hard part for my layoff was how many people disappeared that I used to talk to and considered peers and colleagues, not necessarily in the company, but in general in my job. Vendors that I had hired, there are so many people who will ghost you, and don't spend time with that. Just use it as a data point. I am a Capricorn, so that's just like what I do. I'll never forget, right? So, use your community, but just realize your community is about to change a little bit. And if there's ever anything I can do, please, by all means, just like comment on a video or go to my equityactivations.com. There's a contact sheet there. I'm happy to answer any questions I can without overloading my own self, right? But just know that there's solidarity out there, and hopefully things will change soon.
Once again, guys, it's only going to get worse. You need to plan ahead. Don't live above your means. Save a lot. Just anything to stay afloat while these layoffs continue. But be sure to like and subscribe, guys, and have a good day.